Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, hello, my name is Ayanate Njoku. I'm a certified family life and parent coach, helping parents become intentional in their parenting journey, sharing daily tips from my expertise and experience, books I've authored, and coaching sessions. Thank you for being here, and please don't feel to like this video, don't feel to share, and don't feel to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I drop videos 2 times in a week on parenting and self-care. So today we're going to be talking about using repetition to help our children succeed. I know a lot of people or parents will say, oh, I keep repeating myself, repetition is the bad thing. No, but in this video, I'm going to tell you how you're going to use repetition, to your child's advantage. So stick with me till the end. If you're a mother or a parent, then by now you're very familiar with repeating. We repeat so many activities all day long, every day, day in and day out. In fact, some days it feels like our life is characterized by the things we constantly do on a daily basis. It may get bored, and sometimes we get bored of the mundane domestic cycles, but our children actually thrive on it. They like to read the same books, they like to eat the same food, but aside from all the activities we repeat day in and day out, I believe it's also important that we verbally repeat many things those first weeks, months and years of our kids' life. I believe repetition, like consistency, is key to our children grasping many of our values and truths. It's also key in teaching children what we expect of them so that they can make good choices. So here are 5 ways to use repetition to benefit your child. The first way is repeat what's happening next. When they are older, you'll be able to say one direction or even a word and they'll follow you. When children are young, I feel they benefit from frequent explanations and repetitions. For example, if your child is playing outside and it's lunchtime in 20 minutes, we should explain and repeat at least 2 or 3 times before asking them to come in. Lunch is in 20 minutes, and again, in a few minutes, you must come in for your lunch. This repetition gives them a chance to get prepared for what's next. This is particularly helpful. It's not going to be as pleasing as what they were already doing. This makes them gain your cooperation. This makes them buy in, and they feel somewhat security, particularly for younger children. The second way to use repetition to benefit your child or to your child's advantage is repeat to help clarify concepts. We tend to expect a lot from children. It's obvious we often think they read our minds. What I've learned to do is to repeat the reason why along with the instruction many times. If they are doing something they know they shouldn't, I often repeat myself over and over again. For example, I like to give you examples. When they tell me that something I've cooked is yucky, luckily for me, I'm not easily offended. Again, I used to be easily offended, but I'm not easily offended again. But this is still rude. So every time this word or a variation is said when they are served a plate full of vegetables, or fruits or something good, I'll say something like, it's very rude to say that food is yucky or bad when someone has taken the time to cook it for you. Try it first, and then if it isn't nice, keep it to yourself or share it privately, because I give the same speech every time it's applicable. It's helping a young mind understand a broader concept. There are ways to communicate, like I always say, like I've said in previous videos. And the third way to use repetition to benefit your child is repeat to let them know you mean business. Our children love to know we mean business because sometimes parents will just say things, it brings safety and security. It may sound funny, but I totally believe it. If they know exactly where you stand, then that is safe. It is the same principle used to explain why boundaries are so important. Boundaries provide a clear, safe area that is not off limits. Repeating our expectations and ideas to our children in non-confrontational situations helps show them we mean what you say. I always tell parents, say what you mean and mean what you say. If we say one thing and do another, we're confusing them. If we tell them to do something and don't expect them to follow through, we lose authority. Imagine your boss said you'll be in serious trouble if your next report was late, and when when it was he did nothing, you quickly stop talking. You say, Abeg, I know him, he won't do this. Then when he finally did decide to reprimand or fire you, feel cheated. Our children respond to us similarly. I hope you get that. The fourth way to use repetition to benefit your child is to repeat to emphasize values. In my life, in my family, I stand for values, and my children know this. We need to repeat. Whether we are repeating instructions or our family values or general rules of behavior, the more we repeat something, the more we identify with it. Someone said we do something 21 times to make it a habit. If you are repeating the concept that we help one another, don't hurt one another, be kind, think of the impact it will have after it's been generally accepted. After hearing it a few times, your children will accept it. That's how it's done in our house. And pretty soon you help them telling someone that same phrase, or telling their own siblings or reminding their own siblings of that same phrase. It's important. Value phrases like this, that your children remember and tell their children, who will tell their children, who doesn't love hearing what grandma used to say. I teach my children what my mom used to tell me, So yeah, that's it. The fifth way to use repetition to benefit our child is to repeat to instill confidence. I believe that in preparing our children for a new and different social situations is a great tool. Some personalities and people find situations with many people really daunting, even as adults. Imagine how it is for our children. I mean, honestly, they're surrounded by others twice their size, all staring out at them, in different situations, in churches, in school, which can be slightly intimidating for even a confident child. So by explaining to them, we need to greet Mrs. Julie, we need to say hello when you see her, you need to be sure to thank Mr. Nelson for the present, and when we sing in church, I want you to stand by mommy, or don't forget to say you need to use the bathroom when you need it. We are preparing them for likely situations. When kids know what's next, they are more confident. If you're going to a special event, then use the days leading up to that event to begin to prepare them through explanation, and repetition. I often have unreasonable expectations of what my children, should do. Sometimes, without having warned them or explained the situation, they will do naturally what children would do, and I get ticked off. I have to remind myself that I'm the adult and they are the children, and they will do what children do, and it's my job to show them how to do this. And part of the way I do this is by frequently myself for upcoming situations, general rules that relate to our house, and before you know it, you'll be surprised how they always respond positively, with these repetitions. Repetitions is a favor we can do for our children. Let's use it, to our children's advantage. I hope this video has helped you. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend of this channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing day. Peace.